Welcome to today's lecture on the histology of the cerebral cortex. In this presentation, we will delve into the cellular composition, functional differentiation, and developmental origins of the different layers of the cerebral cortex. We will also explore how layer-specific neuronal circuits and plasticity contribute to the complex functions of this remarkable structure. So, let's begin our journey into the intricacies of the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex comprises 6 distinct layers, each with its own unique cellular composition. Layer I, the molecular layer, mainly consists of horizontally oriented processes of pyramidal cells intermingled with apical dendrites. Layers 2 and 3 are composed primarily of small pyramidal neurons along with various interneurons. Layer 4, also known as the granular layer, contains densely packed granule cells and serves as the main recipient of sensory input. Layers 5 and 6 are primarily composed of large pyramidal neurons that project to subcortical structures. The different cortical layers exhibit distinct functional properties. Layer I, although sparsely cellular, is involved in the processing of complex sensory information and the coordination of neuronal activity from different regions. Layers 2 and 3 play a crucial role in intracortical connectivity, integrating information from various cortical areas. Layer 4, being the primary recipient of sensory input, is responsible for initial processing and relaying of sensory information to higher cortical layers. Layers 5 and 6 are involved in motor output and modulation of subcortical structures. Layer I, the molecular layer, is characterized by horizontally oriented axons and dendrites of pyramidal cells and non-pyramidal neurons. These processes form extensive synaptic connections and receive inputs from other cortical regions. The abundant dendritic branches in layer I allow for integration of signals from different sources, contributing to the complex computations performed by the cerebral cortex. Layer 2, often referred to as the external granular layer, consists of small pyramidal neurons and a variety of interneurons. This layer plays a role in integrating information from neighboring cortical regions and relaying it to higher cortical layers. Additionally, neurons in layer 2 are involved in the generation of local network oscillations, which are crucial for cognitive processes such as attention and memory. Layer 3, also known as the external pyramidal layer, contains a mixture of pyramidal neurons and interneurons. These pyramidal neurons project to other cortical regions, allowing for long-range communication and information exchange. Layer 3 is heavily involved in the integration of sensory, motor, and associative signals, playing a vital role in higher-order cognitive functions. Layer 4, the granular layer, receives direct thalamocortical inputs and is considered the primary entry point for sensory information into the cortex. The densely packed granule cells receive inputs from specific thalamic nuclei, ensuring the segregation of sensory modalities. Layer 4 is responsible for initial processing and analysis of sensory information, facilitating its subsequent relay to higher cortical layers for more complex computations. Layer V, the internal pyramidal layer, consists of large pyramidal neurons that project to subcortical regions, such as the spinal cord and brainstem. These neurons play a crucial role in motor control, providing outputs for voluntary movements and modulating the activity of subcortical structures. Additionally, Layer V neurons contribute to the regulation of arousal and attention. Layer VI, the multiform layer, contains a heterogeneous population of neurons, including pyramidal and non-pyramidal cells. Neurons in layer Virgin Islands project to diverse targets, including other cortical areas and thalamic nuclei. Layer VI is involved in feedback regulation, modulating the flow of information within cortical circuits and influencing sensory perception and attentional mechanisms. The thalamocortical connections are crucial for the proper functioning of the cerebral cortex. Layer 4 receives specific inputs from defined thalamic nuclei, establishing a precise mapping of sensory modalities within this layer. Different regions of Layer 4 exhibit specific functional properties depending on the thalamic inputs they receive, contributing to the specialization of sensory processing within the cortex. Each cortical layer contains distinct neuronal circuits that enable the integration and processing of information. These circuits involve intricate patterns of excitatory and inhibitory connections, allowing for the precise modulation of neuronal activity. The layer-specific circuits contribute to the specialization of cortical functions, such as sensory perception, motor control, and higher-order cognitive processes. The layered structure of the cerebral cortex is established during embryonic development. Cortical neurons are generated from proliferative zones within the ventricular and subventricular zones. Sequential migration and layer-specific differentiation processes lead to the formation of distinct cortical layers. Genetic and environmental factors play critical roles in orchestrating this complex developmental process, resulting in the remarkable cellular diversity and laminar organization observed in the mature cortex. The cerebral cortex exhibits a remarkable capacity for plasticity and adaptation. Each layer can undergo structural and functional changes in response to various stimuli and experiences. Plasticity mechanisms, such as synaptic remodeling, dendritic arborization, and neurogenesis, contribute to the fine-tuning of cortical circuits and the ability to learn, adapt, and recover from injuries. Understanding layer-specific plasticity provides insights into neurological disorders and potential therapeutic interventions. In conclusion, the cerebral cortex's histology reveals a complex organization of distinct layers, each playing a unique role in information processing. From the cellular composition and functional differentiation to the developmental origins and plasticity mechanisms, the cerebral cortex remains a fascinating area of research in neuroscience. Our journey through the layers of the cerebral cortex has provided us with insight into the intricacies of this incredible structure and its critical contributions to cognition, perception, and behavior.